Very good evening and welcome to Sri TV Primetime News. I am Tusit Lakmal. Now look at the headline first tonight. America back to Sri Lanka on UN next session. World Food Organization support to Sampur people. Sri Lanka is most peaceful country, global leaders says.
Top story.
Now moving to local news and first look at the top story today. President Maithripala Sirisena says that a special program for coast conservation and preservation would be initiated in the near future. That program will be implemented with support of every party, he said during an inspection tour the Coast Conservation Department yesterday. President Maithripala Sirisena, who arrived at the Coast Conservation Department in Maligawatha, observed its work and later met the staff at the auditorium, the Presidential Media Division said. The President inquired about the progress of the conservation and preservation programs carried out by the department and also looked into the issue which have arisen in implementation of these programs. Sri Lanka is now one of the most peaceful countries, but the military is still on alert to global threats, but it drug peddling, human trafficking, man-made and natural disaster or terrorism, Army Commander Lieutenant Krishanta De Silva said today.
He was speaking at a press conference held to brief the media on the 5th Defence Seminar 2015, which takes place at the Colombo Galdari Hotel next month. This year's conference is 2 days sessions while mainly focusing on national security in the context of emerging global threats are segmented into 9 separate sessions under sub-themes such as natures of threats affecting the national security of the nation, emerging world orders, terrorism and challenges to national security and non-military threats to national security act. And the seminar is to be attended by 350 invitees, including 66 foreign delegates. He also attributed the presence of the former president of Afghanistan as the keynote speaker to the inaugural session as a very notable feature in this year's arrangements. He would be one of the most suitable persons to comment on the seminar's main theme, national security in the context of emerging global threats, the commander added.
The World Food Programme is to provide dry ration for the people who are resettled in Jaffna and Sampur. 1,194 families will be resettled in Jaffna and 234 in Sampur. The WFO will provide vouchers to purchase 25 essential items to the people. In addition, the program will assist livelihood development programs in the area. The WHO announced when its Director on Asian Affairs met Minister D.M. Swaminathan at his ministry today. Tamil National Alliance spokesman Suresh Premachandra says if Ilangai Tamilaru Katchi attempts to work on independent manner to select nationalist candidates would lead to loss people trust upon the party.
We have been to various countries.
Addressing media briefing at the TNA Neerveli office, spokesman went on to say TNA should work together to solve Tamil people's ethnic issue, which was mentioned in the TNA election manifesto. We also wanted to work together on nationalist candidates of Tamil National Alliance. I believe this was people wish to. Single political parties should not work on independent manner. Other political parties representing the alliance have won 6 seats, while Ilangai Tamilaru Katchi won 2 more seats and own 8 seats. People have granted power to work together, and one political party representing Tamil National Alliance should not work independent manner. This would lead to lost people's trust upon the party, a spokesman said.
Sri Lanka, last more than 1 year, we were negotiating with Sri Lankan government.
Major shift in the US policy, America backs Sri Lanka on war crimes probe.
The United States that it wants to sponsor a resolution at next month's United Nations Human Rights session that is supportive of Sri Lanka's government, which wants to conduct its own investigation into alleged war crimes. This announcement by the visiting Assistant Secretary of State Nisha Biswal of a joint resolution with the Sri Lankan government presents a major shift by Washington's policy towards Sri Lanka. Nisha Biswal said the US has announced it will be offering a resolution at the September session of the Human Rights Council. It will be a resolution of collaboration with the government of Sri Lanka and with other key stakeholders, Biswal said. The US was in the forefront in adopting 3 resolutions at the United Nations Human Rights session on Sri Lanka, the last of which last year called for an international independent investigation into the alleged abuses. But however, according to Nisha Biswal's statement, the US now supports a local investigation that the new Sri Lanka government of President Maithripala Sirisena has promised. Nisha Biswal did not say what the new resolution would contain, but said it will follow a report by the United Nations Human Rights Council scheduled to be released next month. According to the Indian media, this is a major shift in the US policy towards Sri Lanka.
Sri Lankan Army Chief Lieutenant General Krishantha D. Silva promised to cooperate with police investigation on disappearance of journalist Prageeth Eknaligoda. Investigations are currently underway and unable to comment on this issue. End of the investigation and legal progress, Army will take legal action against military personnel in connection with this disappearance. 5 military personnel were in connection with the disappearance of journalist Prageeth Eknaligoda. China has accused 11 government and port officials of negligence over the massive explosion that killed 139 people in Tianjin earlier this month. It remains unclear whether they have been taken into custody. However, 12 company executives have now been formally detained, mostly from Rahai International Logistics, which owned the warehouse that blew up. The 12 August chemical explosion sent a huge fireball into the sky and destroyed hundreds of homes. A woman who helped publish the 50 Shades series but was defrauded out of royalties could be said to receive millions of dollars in damage. A US judge ordered Australian Amanda Hayward to set aside $10.7 million for Jennifer Pedrosa, a Texas resident. The pair were partners in a small online publishing firm that initially issued the blockbuster erotic trilogy. A jury decided in February that Ms. Pedrosa had been conned when the rights were sold to Random House. Wriddhiman Saha and Murali Vijay have been ruled out of the final test of the Sri Lanka series due to hamstring injuries. Wicketkeeper batsman Naman Oja will replace Saha in the squad while Karunya comes in for Vijay. Saha had picked up the injury to his lower right hamstring during the second test at the P. Saranamuthu Oval. Murali Vijay had missed the first test due to what was tagged a hamstring niggle. The Absolute Ayurveda National Healing Clinic will host an open day on 29 August 2015 and will provide visitors with free consultation from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The premier modern clinic is located at number 23 Alfred Place, Colombo 3 and provides natural treatment and alternative therapies for a variety of ailments in a tranquil and exclusive setting. And that's all for the Shri TV News today. Once again, we will meet at same time tomorrow. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you.